Hello, everyone. And here we are again on the US oil. And going into the new week, I will also be including this commodity on my watch list for this week. And I would like to state here that this is going to be a follow up video to my previous analysis on this pair. So, as a result of this, I will be diving straight into the current structure in the last couple of months to decipher what is going to be our next line of action. So, for those who would like to have a peep into how we have been trading this before this moment, I will be dropping the link to my previous videos in the comment section of this video for reference purposes. So let's dive into the current chart and let's see what is going on in the market right now. Well, going up into the daily time frame and looking at what has been happening here in the last couple of months, we will observe that price action has been caught within a consolidation phase right within the $93.50 level, which you can see on your screen right here, and around the $78, $76 area, which appeared to have been a strong buying niche for participants in this market in the last couple of months. So, what this simply tells us based on this current consolidation phase is that participants in this market are still not sure where price might be heading to in the nearest future. So we have been caught within a consolidation phase, emphasizing the indecision in this market as price action has continued to trade right within this level, 93.50 and the $76 area in the last two months. So now going into the new week, what is our plans? What should we be thinking could happen during the new week? Well, if you look at the structure here, another very important key level here is the $85 level. And if you look at how that level has been a major determinant of price action in the last couple of months now, look at what happened here in the month of August. We saw how this level was holding by pressure at one point in time before we started seeing selling pressure around the $89 level, which finally led to the breakdown of the $85 level in the month of September. And in fact, throughout the month of September, we saw our price continue to trade right below the structure, emphasizing the strength of the sellers at this point. However, when we fast forward into the month of October, we saw this impulsive move that took price out of the $85 level, breaking out of the bearish trend line as well. And this was a reflection of the decision from the OPEC Plus to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day. And during this time, we were actually thinking that this might likely lead to a massive, huge, impulsive move to the upside in such a way that we saw the retracement back into the structure that was broken. We saw a consolidation phase and price broke out of the $85 level one more time, did a retest of that structure, and we joined this bullish momentum with the hopes that price is inciting another wave of the bullish momentum that started at the beginning of the month of October. But this was not the case here, as we saw how the $93.50 level held selling pressure one more time, hereby pushing price to break down that bullish trend line that has been holding price action in the last 2 years, and also that very important key level at the $85 area to give us a clue that there is a possible bearish momentum coming in at this point. Now, from a technical standpoint, whenever we have a breakdown of a structure like this, the next thing we want to be looking forward to is a retest of structure. So this is what we are seeing here right now. We saw the breakdown of the $85 level. So there is a possibility that price might likely come back to do a retest of the structure in anticipation of another wave of a bearish momentum. And if you look at the structure herein, that is where price action has been in the last 2 weeks now, we can see that it's right within a strong demand zone around the $78 level. If you look into the past, you can see how that level also was holding buying pressure. We saw the same thing happen here in the month of September. And then during the course of at the beginning of the week, we saw buying pressure around this area. We can see these two candles closing in the form of a hammer candle, which is a reflection that there is still traces of buyers in this market. So, though we had selling pressure happen during the course of last week, as we can see the engulfing candle herein. So, going into the new week, there are two possibilities that I will be looking forward to at this point. The first one is price coming back to do a retest of the key level area, which also lines up with the bullish trend line in such a way that we could be having selling pressure right below that level to send price going to the downside, or we could have a situation where this consolidation phase around this area could evolve into a trend continuation pattern, something like this, and then lead into a breakdown of structure, retest of that demand zone area to send price going further to the downside. So with the current information we have here on the daily time frame, let's scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what has been happening around this area, that is throughout the course of last week or in the last 2 weeks. Let's see what has been happening around here. Then we can now decipher what we think could happen next week. So going to the 1 hour time frame here, as you can see on your screen, this is what I was able to observe here in the last 2 weeks here. We can see here that we have been witnessing selling pressure in the last 2 weeks. Let me zoom out a little bit so that we can see what I'm talking about here. So if we look at what has been happening here since the later part of the month of October, this is the $85 level which I showed you on the daily time frame, as you can see. So you can see how important that level is, how strong and how that level has served as a determinant of price action. So we saw the breakdown of that structure here a couple of weeks ago. So we saw the breakdown of that demand zone. We saw that demand zone broken to the downside, and since then, price has been trending to the downside. And at the same time, it has been respecting this bearish trend line that we were able to figure out after connecting the series of lower highs. Now, during the course of last week's trading session, the week started around this consolidation phase here, which led to the first breakdown of structure on Monday. Then price climbed up again, did a couple of rejection of the $82 level, which also lines up with the bearish trend line to send price crashing further to the downside. So during the course of last week, we had this bullish trend line figured out as we saw our price buyers continue to respect this structure, giving us higher lows at this point. And what we saw here on Friday was quite interesting, as we can see how strong the sellers are at this juncture in this market, as price finally broke down that bullish trend line to further emphasize how strong the sellers are. So going into the new week, I want to be seeing how participants in this market will be relating to the current structure between the 77 and the $78 area. So there is a tendency that we might be having a situation, hold on a second, where price might likely come back to do a retest of the bullish trend line that was broken here. So we had the bullish trend line broken here, an area which also shares a confluence with the $78 level, after which probably we could be seeing selling pressure on our lower time frame to give us that leverage to join that decline to the downside. However, if anything happens in such a way that price breaks out of the structure to the upside, takes out all the sell position that the bearish trend line has been holding here in the last 2 weeks, then we could be seeing this as a bullish signal, after which a retest of structure followed by buying pressure on our lower time frame could incite another wave of a bullish momentum. So this is what I will be looking forward to this week. At this point, I would like to pause the video here and be rest assured that I will be jumping in the comment section of this video to give you an update of what my expectation is going to be like for the week after monitoring how participants in this market will be relating to the current structure that we have here. I hope this video was of immense help in making your own individual decision on the US oil for this week. And if it did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section of every video. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section on Monday as usual. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.